Hi everyone, Miss Mullen here. I'm at the Wren Avenue Library today and I'm with my stuffed Ivan and we are going to read Ivan, the Remarkable True Story of the Shopping Mall Gorilla by Catherine Applegate, illustrated by G. Brian Carras. This was published in 2014 and the same author who wrote the one and only Ivan, but she wrote this one after, and this is a nonfiction book. It's a book about the real Ivan. There was a real Ivan, gorilla named Ivan. We're going to read about him. Are you ready, Ivan? And it's dedicated, it says, for everyone who loved Ivan. Do you see that? In leafy calm and gentle arms, a gorilla's life began. The baby was born in a tropical forest in Central Africa. He was part of a large family of western lowland gorillas. The troop included babies, juveniles, females, and a male leader, the silverback. So gorilla troop always has one male leader, and it's an adult male, and they call him the silverback. The more the baby grew, the more he played. The more he played, the more he learned. He rode on his mother's back. He listened to the the hoots and grunts and chest beats of his father. He watched the older gorillas, clever and quick, as they wrestled and chased and swung from vines. He did not learn about humans until it was too late. Poachers with loud guns and cruel hands stole the little gorilla and another baby. So sometimes the humans that steal wild animals, they often steal the babies, and they're called poachers. It's illegal, by the way, to do this. After thousands of miles and endless days in a black, damp crate, at last the light came and fresh air. Imagine how scared they would be, boys and girls. They're babies, right? Little gorillas away from their mothers. And gorillas, as we talked about in that one of the one and only Ivan videos, gorillas are apes. And apes are primates, and primates need their mothers, okay? As all mammals do, but especially primates. They have a lot of learning that they do with their mother before they go out on their own. The jungle, green with life, was gone. The gorillas had traveled halfway around the world to Tacoma, Washington. A man who owned a shopping mall had ordered and paid for them, like a couple of pizzas, like a pair of shoes. He just ordered up a couple of baby gorillas and he got them. People cooed and laughed and held the babies. They dressed them in human clothes and fed them human food. The shopping mall owner ran a Name the Babies contest. The winning names were Burma and Ivan. One dark day, soon after the babies arrived in their strange new world, Burma died. Without her, Ivan was all alone and with too much left to learn. So he's all alone now, only gorilla. And one other thing I didn't tell you is, maybe I did, gorillas learn from each other, just like humans do, right? So if he doesn't have any gorillas around him, how do you think he'll learn how to be a gorilla? Some of it might be innate and natural, but not all of it, right? While he was little, Ivan was cute and cuddly, and for 3 years, he lived in a home like a human child. He slept in a bed, and he went to baseball games. He held babies and rode on a motorcycle. He had to learn many things gorillas in the wild don't ever need to know. The one thing Ivan didn't need to learn was how to eat. The more he ate, the more he grew. The more he grew, the less he could live a human life in a human house. Do you think it's good for him to be eating human food on a human table or watching TV like a human? A cage in the mall became Ivan's new home. There wasn't much to do. Sometimes Ivan watched TV. Sometimes he played with an old tire. Sometimes he finger painted, signing the papers with his thumbprint. Mostly he watched the humans watching him. Ivan was about 13 when his coat began to shimmer with silvery white hairs. He'd grown into a full-grown silverback gorilla. In the jungle, he would have been ready to protect his family, but he had no family to protect. He'd become a full-grown gorilla, but there was no other gorillas around him. Year after year passed. People began to grow angry about Ivan's lonely life. Children and adults wrote letters and signed petitions and even held protests. Ivan lived in his cage without the company of other gorillas for guess how many years, boys and girls? 27 years. Before he was sent on another journey. This time, the hands were gentle. Let me just show you that picture real quick. At Zoo Atlanta, it's one of the biggest zoos in the country, boys and girls. Zoo Atlanta. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. It wasn't a jungle. It was a place with walls, but still. The breeze carried jungle sounds and scents. Scientists who understood the needs of gorillas helped Ivan adjust slowly, carefully, gently to his new life. So he's still living in captivity, which means in a zoo, but it's a much, much better zoo with experts that understand gorillas, keepers that understand gorillas. Finally, it was time. Was Ivan ready? Cameras clicked. Reporters watched. When Ivan stepped onto the cool green grass, Miss Mullen, the sunlight gleaming on his silver hair, people cheered and laughed and wept with joy. Ivan, the shopping mall gorilla, was in a place with trees and grass and other gorillas at last. In leafy calm, in gentle arms, a gorilla's life began again. Here is a picture of the real Ivan. And at the back of the book, there's a lot of information about the real Ivan. Here's a picture of the real Ivan in Burma when they were babies. And the real Ivan when he was an adult. He did pass away in 2012 at the age of 50. So he spent a good long time at the shopping mall zoo but then when he was brought to the Zoo Atlanta, I think he lived another, I want to say 17 years. So, I mean, he had a better quality of life in that 17 years. May not have been the same quality of life he would have had he never been taken from the wild, but it was definitely better than at that shopping mall. So if you guys were here in the library, I would find some pictures of what his cage at the shopping mall looked like, and maybe I will try to find that and share it with you, because it's really sad. Anyway, oh, here's one more thing I want to show you. Here is a picture that Ivan made, one of his paintings that he did, finger paintings. All right, so we hope that you enjoy reading about gorillas and continue to listen to us reading the one and only Ivan. We're excited to share stories about gorillas with you and lots of other topics during this school year. All right, bye.